G'day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to take a look at the 70 million users worldwide thank you or huge thanks campaigns special edition Hyperdimensional Co-op. Now it's a special edition Hyperdimensional Co-op because you actually can get double the amount of dual coins that you would usually get, which is pretty good if you're someone who's looking to catch up on some of the Hyperdimensional Co-op rewards or catch up on some of the gear that's been offered from Hyperdimensional Co-op. This one is against Bergamo. Hyperdimensional Co-op has obviously changed quite dramatically. We'll talk about that, but you can also get yourself 70 million users raid medals or celebration medals, which are pretty helpful, along with some additional PvP messages and really cool rewards like chrono crystals. So overall there are some pretty neat prizes that you can get currently during this celebration. Now obviously to exchange for your rewards you go to the exchange shop, and under there you will find a tab that's dedicated to Hyperdimensional Co-op. You can also buy revival drinks here as well to help you out for most content. But yeah, basically you can buy a whole bunch of rewards here. The majority, or the ones that most players will want, being the 300 chrono crystals that are on offer in the shop. So that's always something that's quite valuable. A lot of players do always enjoy claiming those, and alongside the special medals, probably the most valuable the most valuable like thing you can get out of this hyperdimensional exchange. So obviously, Hyperdimensional Co-op, what is it? Well, it's a game mode where you fight with another ally online, and during the course of this fight, you will face a boss that will have two distinct types. For Bergamo, it is purple and blue, and you want to build a team that counteracts both those types. You will get missions in the fight that you can complete to get additional rewards, but for the most part, it's basically the premise that you need to beat the boss to get any of the rewards. Now with double dual coins, it's a pretty decent like celebration bonus, at least I think, because it does allow players to catch up on farming some of the PvP messages, some of the unique equips that have dropped. Some are actually useful, and it is in general a decent kind of bonus. I do wish they would do a little bit more, but right now it's pretty much as good as it gets. So yeah, a pretty straightforward kind of system. We're going to be using two event exclusive units just to show you that you do have them as options. There's no bonuses or bonus mechanics at all for the Hyperdimensional Co-op, at least none that I can see. But obviously there are battle bonuses in effect, so some units will naturally do more damage than other units, which obviously is something you need to be aware of. Beyond that, that is basically it. There's nothing really too much else to say. We will talk about the mechanics of a hyperdimensional co-op fight and exactly what you need to do in a hyperdimensional co-op fight to obviously benefit from it. But generally speaking, it's a fairly straightforward system, and you shouldn't really have any major train smashes when it comes to doing hyperdimensional co-op. If you've done it before, it's not going to be something that you struggle with in any way, shape or form. It's going to be something that you should be fairly comfortable with and have a fairly decent time running, which is obviously great. One thing I will mention is obviously you are playing with other players, so just be aware that you could run into some difficulties there. It's going to be entirely up to you on how things go. So try and work as best you can with your ally that you have, and don't only choose the people that have the best units. That's always kind of lame. Try and at least take other people so that you can obviously have a pretty decent time with it. Now, in terms of Hyperdimensional Co-op, the premise is very, very similar to a strike or a worldwide raid. It's an incredibly simple process whereby you basically just want to kind of do the exact same things you would do in a raid. So the boss will have a shield. They have this blue shield. You need to burst down the shield, and then when the shield is burst or when the shield is down, you can then obviously kind of look at the boss and take them on. So you can obviously then do your Rising Rush. This will be an opportune time to Rising Rush, and this will enable you to do quite significant damage to the boss, which will help you out overall in the long run. So it is something that is quite valuable for you. I would say it's something you're probably going to want to do, because it is something that will do dramatic damage. You want to time this Rising Rush at the same time as your ally. This isn't too hard anymore, ever since they kind of made it, they made it so that basically the Rising Rush will cancel the actual animations of whatever attack you're doing. So now it's not so difficult to kind of schedule or run anymore, but it is super important that you do obviously try your best to avoid doing anything silly. You can cause it to cancel by not having, or by switching in a unit. Basically, like if you switch in a unit and your ally switches in a unit, or activate say Rising Rush at the same time, then you will end up being unable to perform the Rising Rush. So that is obviously something to be aware of. But yeah, that is basically it. The rest is all fairly straightforward, and just make sure that you switch your units at the appropriate time, so that of course you have actually got the appropriate typing out there. It will dramatically increase the damage that you do, and it does tend to make life a little bit easier across the board, at least for most players. So yeah, I would say that is pretty much it when it comes to everything you need to know about Hyperdimensional Co-op. The only other thing is if your ally is being attacked by the enemy and you see a little exclamation mark above their head, you can press that, and then that will enable you basically to do some significant damage as well. So that is obviously something that is quite valuable, so I do highly suggest that you look into doing that. But otherwise, Hyperdimensional Co-op should be a fairly quick, fairly painless process. As you can see, we'll get some pretty decent rewards from this, which is obviously great. And yeah, I think in general most players should be able to see the value in doing Hyperdimensional Co-op, especially with double dual coins currently being on offer. But yeah, that is everything you need to know. There are some missions in regards to Hyperdimensional Co-op that you will complete by challenging it a set amount of times, and this will give you some chrono crystals and some titles related to the Hyperdimensional Co-op. But yeah, that is basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.